urban core is alive and well.
What's the name of this place?
Cincinnati Development Fund believed and invested here before it was the thing to do. Without CDF, Cincinnati certainly would not look this good.
It's a social responsibility.
It is.
Or feel this vibrant. Developers now compete to restore historic buildings in Over the Rhine. But a decade ago, most buildings were abandoned and Vine Street was dangerous. There was no 3CDC, no banks willing to invest here. The only place to get a loan to fix anything up was Cincinnati Development Fund, led by Jeannie Gallagher.
I love Jeannie Gallagher. She's just the least likely banker you will ever come across.
In banking, they talk about how do you analyze a loan? It's with cash, collateral, credit, and character. What we really believe is that the most important factor is character. The people that we lend to are people who care so much about the neighborhoods, the buildings, the history, the architecture, whatever their motivation is, it's very rarely profit.
Gallagher says community development financial institutions like CDF really took off after President Bill Clinton signed a new law in 1994, creating a multi-billion-dollar fund to help urban neighborhoods. CDF turned heads in 2000 by loaning money to create 67 market-rate units in the Emory building, which had been vacant 8 years.
The neighborhood was very different then. There was a lot of crime, a lot of blight.
The Emory was a huge success. That helped CDF convince bankers to chip in $20 million for an urban living loan fund. Lynn Marmer is a CDF founding board member.
They were projects that when you listened to the whole business plan and the pro forma, you went, okay. I mean, they weren't like so easy, because the truth is, if it was easy, a commercial lender would just do it and that was it.
The instrumental role they played was to get projects off the ground that otherwise would have never been launched traditionally. And we really needed those vehicles in our community to make the breakthroughs we've made.
Breakthroughs like this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In 2011, CDF rescued the deal to transform the American Can building.
This was a total eyesore for the community. It's the biggest building in the community.
American Can building is now home to more than 100 young people who love these industrial loft apartments. Developer Steve Bloomfield says financing actually fell through at the 11th hour, and he needed a $4 million short-term loan.
We didn't know what to do. The last thing in the world I thought would happen. And Jeannie Gallagher and her staff came to the rescue. She found a way to collateralize those loans, which really allowed us to get started, and it was paid back very quickly. But without her, it would not have happened.
Commercial tenants include Ruth's Parkside Cafe, a new restaurant serving great food. Across the field, another huge apartment project will soon go up on this prime corner. Northside is on the move.
Everyone just felt great the first time.
And longtime residents feel the energy.
Compared to 20-some years ago when I moved here, it's really on the upswing. The whole avenue is getting better. I mean, there's nice little restaurants now and trendy little shops, and they all also used refrigerators.
This whole area, this whole concept down here is just working.
Pendleton is coming back, thanks to CDF convincing one-man developer Chris Lacey to take over the first new construction project in Pendleton in 100 years, Dandridge Townhomes. It was 2009, the recession.
CDF had a bad loan on those. The guy who started them went belly up. And Jeannie called me a couple times. And
what'd she say?
Help. Yeah. And I said, no way, I'm not going into that neighborhood. It was at that point, it was pretty rough. But it went to auction 3 times, nobody bid on it, and she called me and said, hey, I'll make you a deal.
He was very upfront that he didn't have capital to put in this. So for us to get this done, we had to do 100% non-recourse loan for him. It was super high risk. It required so much trust on both of our parts.
We built those and we sold them instantly.
Lacey moved from Madeira to Pendleton and bought more property to restore. He recently tore the back off this building, and it's already sold.
It's not even on the market. Sold for $350. Without Cincinnati Development Fund, guys like me could not do this type of work.
Today is a great day to be in Cincinnati.
CDF helps finance big projects too, like turning the vacant Vernon Manor Hotel into office space for 600 employees of Children's Hospital.
The Vernon Manor is absolutely a great location for us.
CDF has helped revive Uptown, financing a new Hampton Inn and U Square, 2 city blocks of mixed-use housing and retail with a public space that's like a living room for UC students.
I mean, remember what this looked like. I mean, it's almost as if you can't remember what it looked like. We have a place where you can have student gatherings.
Kay Geiger says there's a reason PNC Bank has been CDF's largest participating lender the past 25 years.
Jeannie Gallagher and her staff, they are not only passionate, but they are extremely creative as it relates to oftentimes very complex financing sources and structures. And why we like CDF particularly is we can depend on their expertise to underwrite and shepherd the projects that are necessary to really transform our region and our neighborhoods.
Transformative projects like Washington Park, where everyone is welcome, kids, dogs, adults. 3CDC says the park would not have happened without CDF allocating its New Market tax credits.
Having this as great civic space had a lot of other entrepreneurs take the risk along with CDF. I mean, we at 3CDC haven't done a lot of the buildings around the park, but other people have come in and taken that risk and said, now that kind of the roots have been planted, we want to continue to invest in the neighborhood.
CDF is funding 3CDC's project to turn the old warehouse nightclub on Vine Street into a campus for startups. It may look rough right now, but will soon be home to Centrifuge, Cincy Tech, and the Brandery. From the fire escape, you can see CDF's investment in Mercer Commons across the street. In 2012, city leaders broke ground, and a year later, Vine Street had new homeowners and a much-needed parking garage. Phase 2 of Mercer Commons on Walnut Street is underway, and a third of the units will be affordable apartments for working people.
One of the concerns that I have with the success of the revitalization in Over the Rhine is the displacement and preserving the diversity, the economic diversity and racial diversity of the neighborhood. And I worry that, you know, now we really do have to be deliberate about ensuring that there's affordable housing.
Workers at Horseshoe Casino need affordable housing too, and CDF is funding it on Broadway.
The entire block is part of a project that we recently closed with our New Markets tax credits called Broadway Square. And the reason that I'm particularly excited about this project is because my mother grew up in that building at 1110 Broadway.
She's got family photos to prove it. Her dad also grew up in Pendleton, and her parents married in St. Paul's Cathedral. CDF is now expanding its footprint to help neighborhoods like Evanston. University Station will be a mixed-use project at Xavier with 176 housing units and 76,000 square feet of retail office space.
I drive by that every day and I have great pride, you know, there's that CDF sign out there and it's like, wow, this is just a terrific, very visible, very large and extremely exciting project. I mean, that's transformative for that block in Evanston, and I think it will have a great ripple effect.
CDF is trying to help Clifton recover from losing the IGA grocery on Ludlow.
I know what you're saying.
When the owners of Clifton Natural Foods on McMillan found out the building they've rented for 20 years will soon be demolished, they considered retiring. But CDF is helping them relocate to a vacant storefront on Ludlow next to Grader's.
They're giving us a friendly loan. a friendly loan, and also they're giving us understanding. A lot of times you would go to a bank, they would have no clue of what a natural food store has done for the last 30 years, what our goals are going to be in the new community down on Ludlow Avenue.
The owner of Ludlow Wines says his business is off 38% since the IGA closed. He's happy CDF is coming to Clifton.
If they're indeed helping fund this, I would say thank you.
CDF is also helping Walnut Hills, funding restoration of buildings on Woodburn and McMillan Avenues. Welcome news to residents like Dre Solomon.
With these new projects, they're bringing life back into these neighborhoods. You know, people want to show back up, you know, waiting on department stores to come around, up and down McMillan. It's going to be lovely. You know, we bring the business side of it back.
The chairman of CDF's board also lives in Walnut Hills. He says the credibility of CDF is at an all-time high.
It's efficiency, it's skill, it's creativity, it's innovation is unmatched in this community. And we're lucky to have them here. I think neighborhoods are starting now just to see how great a resource it can be for neighborhood development.
In 25 years, CDF has developed 636 units of affordable housing, created 1,747 jobs, more than 500,000 square feet of commercial retail space, and loaned nearly $300 million.
See you tomorrow. Bye. See you guys tomorrow.
Gallagher and her staff pride themselves on great customer service to help their clients succeed.
I don't know any other banker that would come in on a Saturday and bail a contractor out and cut checks. I was surprised. I was shocked.
CDF did that?
CDF did that.
The clients that we work with have the absolute utmost character. I mean, they're people who share our values. They want to see this city, this region, be the best it can be. And those are the people who are motivated to do the kind of projects that we finance. And that's what makes it all worthwhile. It's the clients.
Happy anniversary, CDF. It's been wonderful, and I'm looking forward to another 25 years without question.
Happy 25th anniversary.
To CDF, congratulations, and happy 25th anniversary. Thank you for everything.
To the Cincinnati Development Fund, Jeannie and the entire staff, happy anniversary, and we look forward to 25 more years of great transformation.
Jeannie, congratulations to you and your staff. I hope we're still doing business for most of the next 25 years.
Happy anniversary, CDF.
Happy anniversary and congratulations to the Cincinnati Development Fund for 25 outstanding years.
Jeannie, to you and your staff, congratulations on your 25th anniversary, and we wish you a very, very successful next 25.
Happy 25th anniversary, CDF.